Barnard's fate will be decided by the party's Federal Legal Commission in Johannesburg today. Kohler-Barnard is appealing her expulsion from the DA. That was after she was found guilty for bringing the name of the party into disrepute and for contravening its social media policy. This comes after Kohler-Barnard shared a Facebook post calling for the return of former apartheid state president P.W. Botha. Now, for more on the proceedings, which is about to begin, we are joined from Sandton by our reporter Aldrin Sampear. Aldrin, a very good morning to you, and can you tell us why is today's proceeding so important to Dianne Kohler-Barnard?
Well, good morning, Elvis. Yes, today is pretty important to Dianne Kohler-Barnard because it is the legal commission that will ultimately decide her fate, whether her appeal, whether she loses her appeal or whether she's successful in an appeal. Because remember that after that controversial Facebook post that she reposted on Facebook, where it indicated and calling on P.W. Botha to return and saying that the state was run far much better than under the current administration, that post obviously landed her in hot water, and ultimately the federal executive then decided to terminate her membership as well as her membership as member of parliament. While she did indicate that of course that she will be appealing that, and today is the day that she appeals that, and we haven't been privy to the heads of arguments that have been filed by both the Federal Executive Council, which believes that they've taken the right decision in expelling her and terminating her membership, as well as Dianne Kohler-Barnard. But what we've seen in some media or some reports rather, is that some commentators have said that the decision by the federal executive was pretty harsh on Dianne Kohler-Barnard. But then what this then does, it means that whoever makes whatever controversial comment, whether it be on Facebook or on Twitter, as the DA social media policy state, could end up in the same place where Dianne Kohler-Barnard finds herself today.
How important and significant will today's findings be for the Democratic Alliance as an opposition party and for Dianne Kohler-Barnard?
Well, it's pretty significant looking into the municipal elections, going into the municipal elections next year. And of course, you know that the DA has been going through a rebranding and trying to look as try to look as a party that could be appealing to black voters as well, and trying to entice more black voters to vote for the DA. That is something that the DA has been battling with for a couple of years, and now you have Mmusi Maimane at the helm of the DA. Some have said that having Mmusi Maimane there at the helm of the DA would mean that the DA is definitely changing its branding. However, though, having such a post by such a senior member of Parliament and a member of the Democratic Alliance really tarnishes the image of the Democratic Alliance. We had James Self, the Federal Council chairperson, also indicating that that post really brought the party into disrepute and will have an impact on how the party performs during elections, and probably that will be tested during next year's municipal elections. I've spoken to Eusebius McKaiser, who's the author of Could I Vote DA, and he said that the municipal elections are not basically about national issues such as racism and so forth, but it's more about service delivery. And if this decision of the federal executive of the federal legal commission of the DA decides to overrule and overturn that decision by the federal executive, it would then have a huge impact on the DA's image in terms of how do they fight racism and how do they make sure that black voters as well as the black members feel comfortable within the DA.
Now, I know that you haven't seen the heads of arguments as yet, but is there maybe speculation in terms of the argument that Dianne Kohler-Barnard would put forward in terms of that it was not really her post, she merely reposted a post from somebody else?
I guess that's the other issue. It's the issue around the social media policy of the DA. What does a repost mean, and what does it mean for you and I, for instance? Does a repost mean that I endorse somebody's views, or does it mean that I just want to set the tone or start an argument or start a debate, whether it be on Facebook or whether it be on Twitter? Well, we have seen in the past, for instance, that Facebook posts as well as Twitter posts do get people into trouble. And that's the other issue. Well, Dianne Kohler-Barnard might argue that, listen, the repost was basically to say, let's have an argument. And that's something else that she put out on her Twitter account after Helen Zille, the former leader of the DA, who's the Democratic Alliance, who is the Premier of the Western Cape, said that Dianne Kohler-Barnard should apologize and retract that statement, as well as there is no way that you will be able to defend something like this. So it would be interesting to see what arguments the federal executive brings forward with regards to that decision to expel her. But what we should also remember is that expelling somebody like Dianne Kohler-Barnard is that expelling a very senior person within the DA, who was the deputy chairperson of the DA in KwaZulu-Natal. She has been an MP. Her career stretches over 11 years. So it will hamper the DA certainly. And some comments that we've seen as well on social media is that there are divisions within the party with regards to that decision by the federal executive to expel Dianne Kohler-Barnard.
Eldrin, you'll keep us updated in terms of the proceedings in Sandton, and we'll maybe cross to you a little bit later. Thank you so much for that report. That was a reporter, Eldrin Sempier, in Sandton.